Our synagogue has a long history of musical excellence, and our Composer in Residence program is designed to continue building on that by promoting the creation of music that will strengthen the spiritual and artistic life of our congregation. However, this program is driven by your support through donations to the Composer in Residence Fund. With your support, we can look forward to new, beautiful music written in celebration of Simchas as enduring legacies to those who have passed and as a uniquely meaningful way to honor loved ones, community leaders, and teachers. The music will be first performed for our community, and it will form part of its ongoing repertoire. Please reach out to Cantor Judy if you're interested in supporting this program. Now tonight, we will be blessed with a new composition featuring the world premiere of Hamitzvah Azot, a major new work composed by very own Composer in Residence Cantor Judy Edelman-Kirshner. But first, we will hear two previous pieces created over the past year. Please allow me to introduce, as if you don't already know her, our Composer in Residence, Cantor Judy Edelman-Kirshner, who will both lead us in song and provide us some background on the creation of all three of the pieces we will hear tonight.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I'm feeling very grateful right now to this wonderful place and to the leadership who helped create this program and trusted me to be our first Composer in Residence. It is a huge honor. So much gratitude to the families who chose to honor those they love and have loved with music. I'm also deeply grateful to all the musicians assembled here, and there's a lot of them. We're filling up the room, all the singers. I've got all your names, the Arch Toronto Jewish Chorus, the Temple, yay! The Temple Emanu-El Choir, and the very first appearance of the Temple Emanu-El Youth Choir, and Jim Wahlberg, violinist and member, and my buddy and neighbor, and Ellen Meyer, we made Ellen Meyer, and the handsome Jared Gershon on percussion. So I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to all of you for coming out on this freezing cold night, and those at home on Zoom for spending Shabbat with us so we can share this music with you. Now, you're going to hear the word love a lot tonight as we speak about the music and how it came to be. And while we're going to present three new compositions that were created over the last year, this first year of the Composer in Residence program, they were written at different times and in honor of different people. Love is the common theme that runs through all of them, infused in every note. So now is the time to look at the program you have at your seats. And if for our friends on Zoom, we're going to put a link. We did it, it's done. With a PDF up or a link to the something, some way that you can see the program really easily at home on your computer. And it would be great to follow along with some of the text. And the text is very important to these pieces. You can also find the program if you're not able to click on the chat, to go to the Temple Emanu-El website and just click on the Shabbat Shira link, scroll down, and there'll be a link. It's pretty obvious. So, first piece is Zachar Pasto. It was around this time last year that Sandy Weisfeld called me. She had just read the Temple Emanu-El Sunday email introducing the Composer in Residence program and inviting our members to help create new music for our congregation in honor of a loved one or an occasion through a donation. It was a few months away from the day that would mark 1 year since her beloved, our beloved Ron's passing. And she knew that this was how she wanted to honor Ron's life. One of the ways to honor Ron's life. And Sandy agreed to come and say a few words about that, so here's Sandy.
1921. Our family discussed how we would honor his life. We thought about a bench at the cemetery, a tree in the biblical garden, and other ideas. But when I first learned about the Temple Emanu-El Composer in Residence program, that really spoke to me. Ron and I were both very connected to music, especially music with Hebrew text. I worked with Judy to find the right passages from our Jewish tradition, and Zachar Chasto was born. The song incorporates his values, his principles, and his love for Judaism. I hear Ron speaking through the words and the notes. The text from the songs describe the type of person he was. The music touches my neshama, and I do hope it somehow touches his as well. Zachar Chasto will now always be a way that we will connect to him. Through this very spiritual and beautifully arranged piece of music, honoring the life of Ron Weisfeld, his spirit lives on.
The rest of the choir come join her because they're going to be helping with Zachar Chasto. So the choir can come and join us up on the risers. And I'm just going to say, while you're making your way up, I just wanted to say a word or two about the process that Sandy and I went through. It was the first experience, and she was the first call for to do this thing that we had been talking about. So Sandy and I spoke about Ron, what he was passionate about, what kind of music he enjoyed, and then we looked at text from Shabbat, which is tonight, and Sandy chose the verses that most resonated for her, that spoke to who Ron was. And the text was full of joy and devotion, which you can see in your program. Phrases like, let the rivers clap their hands and the mountains sing joyously together. But in particular, Zachar Chasto ve'emunato. He remembered his steadfast love. That was Ron. This is Zachar Chasto. The dedication reads, dedicated in loving memory of Ron Weisfeld, with the addition of one quote from Shane's eulogy at Ron's funeral, assuring his dad and his mom that he and his brothers would take care of the family as his father had. He said, we'll take it from here. And they certainly have. And one last really quick note before we sing. This song was arranged initially for my sisters and I to sing, the famous trio of the Edelmädels, which you may have heard of, or not, but now you have. Famous Edelmädels, who are Robin and our sister Risa and me. But Risa couldn't be here tonight. She's in Florida. She is on Zoom, helping my parents after my father's sudden cardiac issue a couple of weeks ago. Thank God he's fine, but he's not allowed to travel for a couple of weeks. So Risa is there helping take care of him and my mom. But so I needed to find a replacement for her, a replacement Risa, and fast. And you wouldn't believe it, but my best friend is Risa. And she has a gorgeous voice. So Risa agreed to fill in for Risa, which is awesome, or as my kids would call her because there were too many Risas, this is Risa with the black hair. So Risa's going to come and help us with the solo for the day. I think you come now. It's time. We're doing it. Okay. So this is Zachar Chasto. Sister Robin did not retire from singing in the sanctuary, obviously. She did last spring retire from her role as Supreme Educator. I think that's what we call it. Supreme Educator to our children, to all of us at Temple Emanu-El. I'm just going to plow through this so I don't cry. So when I talk about Robin, I'm going to cry. Robin and hubby Paul wanted to make a donation to the temple to mark the occasion. And they chose the Composer in Residence Fund. And were clear with me that they wanted to support the creation of a new piece of music, but that it could be anything. For anyone, whatever I wanted to do. Well, Robin was retiring. This was Robin. So the most skilled and gifted teacher that ever walked the earth. I'm not biased at all. But she taught me everything I know. So I knew this song would be for her. And I found the perfect text from Kaddish de Rabbanan, a prayer for our teachers from our daily liturgy. And with the help of my awesome soon-to-be nephew, Ryan, he's not soon-to-be nephew, sorry, back up. My awesome soon-to-be rabbi nephew, Ryan. He's always been my nephew. Anyway, thanks to that guy, we produced a very special video for Robin that we presented to her as a surprise last spring when we were honoring her. And the video features Ryan, as well as some of the greatest singer-songwriter artists in the Jewish world right now. The song, no, seriously, I'm not talking about us. There's some pretty cool, a lot of the songs that we sang tonight were written during our service were written by Dan Nichols. He's on there. Aviva Chernick, she's on there. Rabbi Noah Katz is there. Kind of a cool, very, very exciting video. Anyway, this song is called Shabbat, or Abundant Peace. And the dedication means, for my sister, Robin Lesner, may the good you bring to the world fill your soul with joy. Here is the video.
May the world be good to you.
May your heart be full.
May your mouth speak wisdom,
And your tongue whisper with praise. Shalom Araba China v'chista, peace and loving kindness.
Shalom Rabba, China v'chista, may peace and loving kindness fill your days. May your eyes shine in the light of Torah. May your face glow like the heavens. May the good you bring to the world fill your soul with joy. Shalom Rabba, China v'chista, peace and loving kindness. Shalom Rabba, China v'chista, may peace and loving kindness
My name is Taka Senero, and I've been offered to say a few words this evening about the piece you're going to hear next. Many of you, perhaps all of you, know that Pat went through a very difficult period the last couple of years. She had a very difficult bowel disorder, which took about 10 months, in which she lost most of her body weight. Perhaps just as importantly, she was in delirium for that period of time as well. That's through the gifted doctors and nurses who looked after her. Sunny Brook's a fabulous place if you ever have a problem like this. She recovered her physical health. We weren't so sanguine about whether she would come back. But she did. And she believes, and I believe, that her return to us was because we did not let her go. Our love did not let her go. She came back from elsewhere because of how much we loved her. Love is a very powerful thing. So is music, as you've already heard this evening. And the music that our Cantor Judy creates, our Temple Emanu-El choir creates, and the Toronto Jewish chorus creates, is also very powerful. These are things which are deeply meaningful to us. So, this evening, this piece is really to celebrate Pat's return to us, return to health. And to thank you all, thank the congregation, thank the friends within and without, who showered us with support, with your love. So without any further ado,
So I have a few words to say about this substantial piece. But we've been sitting and listening to a lot of speaking, so maybe what we'll do is it's both choirs. This is a big piece, and it involves both choirs, and Jim and Ellen and our youth choir will be coming up for the third piece. So while I explain a little bit of it, and Pat and Pekka have not heard the piece. They only know what you know, which is the name of it. So I want to explain a little bit so that it makes a little more sense as the piece is going by. But if the choir would come and assemble on the carefully, no tripping. So Pekka and I spoke about this piece, I think it was last summer when you called. I'd like to think it was last summer, not last spring. And Pekka said, I said, okay, this is amazing. This is such an honor. It's such a privilege. What text are we going to use? And so Pekka said that the Shema was particularly meaningful for the two of you. That Pat and Pekka celebrated their B'nai Mitzvah together a few summers ago. And they chanted from Parshat Va'et Hanan, where Moses relays God's message to the Israelites. It's words that we all know, Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Elokeinu, Adonai Echad. And I thought, okay, let's write another Shema. And my hope was to write a melody for it that would be simple enough that we could sing it through the years at services, throughout the year, and through the years, but throughout the year at services, not just as a special performance piece, but a melody that we could all sing that would be a little bit fresh and honor Pat's recovery. But I also wanted it to be woven into a more complex piece of music that was rich with harmonies and on a scale that could reflect the enormity of our elation at Pat's recovery. But Pekka also mentioned another word, Genesis. Bereshit. The book of Torah held particular meaning to him, not sure why, interested in this creation stuff in the universe. And so this piece is really all about the central commandment in Torah, HaMitzvah Hazot, the Shema, reminding us that there is one God and outlining to us how we should show and feel this love for God. But of course, without Bereshit, without creation, there is no Shema. And so this lovely verse from Genesis, just chapter 2, verse 4, stood out for me. Eile toledot hashamayim veha'aretz. This is the multitudes of heaven and earth. Or, and I love this translation, this is the story of heaven and earth. And it just seemed the perfect way to frame the piece. So, as I mentioned, this is a suite of 4 songs, HaMitzvah Hazot, giving honor to the mitzvah of the Shema. The first song, Eile Toldot, reminds us that it all started with creation. And it sort of has a come, gather round sort of feeling. I'm going to tell you a story. And you'll hear the Shema being hinted at in this verse. It doesn't come from this verse, but it's just reminding us, ooh, the Shema is coming. The second song uses the verse that immediately precedes the Shema, where God reminds us that if we keep these commandments, all will go well in our new land, Eretz Zavat Chalav U'Devash, land flowing with milk and honey. And the third song is the main event. That's the cream in this musical pastry. This is what I wrote today. Pastry. Shema and Ve'ahavta. So familiar words for sure with a new melody. It is so much joy. It's got a lot of joy, this Ve'ahavta. Where am I? And so then we end it with the fourth song, which reminds us where we have been by returning to the words of the melody of our Come Gather Round opening, and some other words about make sure you keep the commandment. And it ends with the Shema, again, the second recitation of Shema, in a higher key, as our tenors and sopranos could attest to, very high, sending our Shema up to the heavens. Pat, I held you in my mind throughout the many, many hours spent creating this piece. And I want you to know that there is truly love in every single note. From me, from Pekka, from a beautiful family, and from many admirers, we are so grateful to have you back. This is HaMitzvah Hazot.